Welcome once again to this online session. Today we are going to start revising from the examination point of view the questions that you will be getting in your exams, like multiple choice questions, identify the figures, solve the following, those type of questions. So I'll be covering up for these two chapters, motion and laws of motion. First, let me start with multiple choice questions from these two lessons. What remains constant in uniform circular motion? The blades of a fan, when the electric supply is switched off, shows uniform circular motion. So what remains constant? Speed or direction? Yes, speed remains constant. You will be given 4 options or you will be given 2 options. Next, what does the slope of a speed time graph indicate? Does it indicate acceleration? Does it indicate distance? Does it indicate velocity or displacement? When it is speed time graph, the slope of the graph is talking about the acceleration. Okay. Next, what can you say about the motion of a body if its speed time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis? So you have a straight line parallel to the time axis. So when you have a straight line parallel to the time axis in a speed time graph, what is it telling about the motion of the body? Does it tell the speed of the body is constant, time is constant, velocity is constant, distance is constant? It's a speed time graph, no? So it will be telling that the speed of a body is constant. So the answer would be option A, the speed of a body is constant. Next question. Which of the following can sometimes be 0 for a moving body? Average velocity, distance travelled, average speed, displacement. See, distance is the actual path covered by an object. So when the body is moving, when you say when a body is moving, it will actually show what? Some distance that it is covering. Displacement is the shortest distance between your initial and final velocity. Average velocity and average speed can be 0 for a moving body. Clear? So your options will be A and C. Next, which of the following could not be a unit of speed? Can you all recollect the unit for speed? Is it kilometer per hour, meter per second, second per meter, millimeter per second? So here kilometer per hour is the unit for speed, meter per second, because kilometer can be converted to meter and hours can be converted into seconds. Millimeter per second can also come. So what will be the odd man out here? Second per meter. That is your option C. Next question. Which among the following is not a vector quantity? Vector quantity, there are 2 quantities you have learnt, scalar and vector. Scalar quantities talk only about magnitude, vector quantities talks about magnitude as well as direction. So here, which is not a vector quantity? Displacement, speed, acceleration, velocity. Speed will be the answer, that is option B. Okay. It talks only about magnitude, it is not talking about the direction. This question is from your laws of motion. When a toothpaste tube is squeezed, its shape changes. The force responsible for this is an example of balance forces, centripetal forces, unbalanced forces, centrifugal forces. So there is a change in the shape. That means what? What causes displacement of an object? A body can said to be in motion only when there is a change in direction, change in the shape, change in the position and all. So what type of force here? It should be an unbalanced force. Balanced force will not help you to do any kind of work. The inertia of an object tends to cause an object to increase its speed, to decrease its speed, to resist change, to decelerate due to friction. Inertia has a tendency to resist change. So the answer would be option C, to resist change. Next, when we talk of a force acting on a body, it usually means what? Electrical force, balanced force, unbalanced force or nuclear force. When we talk means the shape of your mouth, right? It changes, right? So in that case it should be an unbalanced force. The inertia of a moving object depends on, we have discussed this, momentum of the object, speed of the object, mass of the object, shape of the object. Inertia of a moving body depends on the mass of the object. So option would be C, mass of the object. Let's begin with solve the following. A driver decreases the speed of a car from 25 meter per second to 10 meter per second in 5 seconds. Find the acceleration of the car. What's given here? The speed of the car decreases from 25 meter per second to 10 meter per second. So the initial velocity is going to be 25 meter per second and final velocity is going to be 10 meter per second. And time given is 5 seconds. They want you to find the acceleration. Acceleration can be calculated by using the formula V minus U upon T. In the place of V, I'll substitute 10 and in the place of U, I'll substitute 25. So 10 minus 25 will give me minus 15, because when you subtract, you always have to put the greater number sign to the answer. So minus 15 upon 5 will give you minus 3 meter per second square. So the answer would be option A, minus 3 meter per second square. Look at the next question. A bus covers, see, like this only you can expect in your examination. Options will be given and you have to apply the formula. Simple sums will only be there, like this kind of sums. You have to just mentally work on that and then you have to get the answer. A bus covers a distance of 250 km from Delhi to Jaipur towards the west in 5 hours. So distance is given as 250 km per hour. Time given is 5 hours in the morning. And returns to Delhi in the evening covering the same distance in the same time. That means while returning back also it is covering a distance of 250 km in 5 hours. They want you to find the average speed and average velocity. See, options given are average speed is 50 km per hour, average velocity is 0 km per hour. Option B is average speed is 0 km per hour, average velocity is 50 km per hour. Option C is average speed is 50 km per hour, average velocity is 50 km per hour. Average speed is 0 km per hour and average velocity is 0 km per hour. Both are 0. Here I have given you the answer, that is option A. But you have to work out. How can you work out? You have to calculate average speed and average velocity. I have shown the working here, see. Average speed is calculated using the formula total distance covered upon total time. So what is the total distance covered? It is 250 km. What is the time taken? 5 hours. So when you divide 250 by 5, you get 50 km per hour. How will you calculate average velocity? Velocity is displacement upon time. So when it is average velocity, it is total displacement upon total time. What is displacement? Shortest distance between initial and final point. Here, the initial and final point remains the same. Delhi to Jaipur and back again to Delhi only. So initial point is Delhi and final point is also Delhi. So in that case, your total displacement will be 0. 0 upon 5 will give you 0. That is why the answer is average speed is 50 km per hour and average velocity is 0 km per hour. That is your option A. Next question. A trolley while going down an inclined plane has an acceleration of 2 cm per second square. What will be its velocity 3 seconds after the start? Acceleration is given as 2 cm per second square and time is given as 3 seconds. Right? So, how will you calculate the velocity? So, in this case, what is given here? See, options given are 6 cm per second square minus 6 cm per second square, 3 cm per second square minus 3 cm per second square. So, you have to work and then only you have to find the answer. So, what is given? Initial velocity is 0 meter per second. Acceleration is given as 2 cm per second square. And your time is given as 3 seconds. You have to calculate velocity. So U is given, A is given, T is given and you have to calculate V. So you have learnt in your equations of motion V is equal to U plus AT. So that formula you have to apply here. In the place of U, you will put 0 plus AT will be 2 into 3. So 2 into 3 will be 6. 0 plus 6 will give you 6 centimeter per second square. So option A is the answer, 6 centimeter per second square. See, during the class itself I have told you how to apply equations of motion. You have to look out the values given and accordingly you have to decide. See, acceleration can be calculated by using the formula V minus U upon T also. So in that case, you can put this acceleration as 2, which will become little tedious. So in that case, you can go for equations of motion. V is equal to U plus AT. You have to calculate V. U1 A and T are already given in the question. So that is the easiest way. This is how you have to work. Next question. A stone of 1 kg is thrown with a velocity of 20 meter per second across the frozen surface of a lake and comes to rest after traveling a distance of 50 meter. What is the force of friction between the stone and the ice? During this doubt solving session, this question was asked by one of the students. So I thought it's better I take that sum and show you here itself. Options given are minus 4 Newton, 4 Newton, 8 Newton and minus 8 Newton. So here again, mass of the stone is given as 1 kg. Velocity is thrown with the velocity, that is your initial velocity, 20 meter per second. Okay, and it comes to rest after traveling a distance of 50 meter. Distance is marked by the letter S. S is equal to 50 meter. It's coming to rest after traveling that distance. That means your V is going to be 0. They want you to calculate the force. Force is calculated using the formula mass into acceleration. So here acceleration value is not given. So in that case, first you have to calculate acceleration. So to calculate A, we'll use this equation of motion. V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Okay. We want A. So what will be the formula? V square minus U square upon 2S. Your V square is 0 the whole square. Your U square is 20 the whole square upon 2S is 2 into 50. Therefore, 0 square is 0, 20 square is 400 divided by 100. So 0 minus 400 will give you minus 400 upon 100, which is equal to minus 4. So acceleration we have calculated as minus 4. Now to calculate force, we will use the formula mass into acceleration. That is 1 into minus 4 will give you minus 4 Newton. That's it. So in the next revision, I will cover up the next set of questions. You have got 2 more revisions to go on. So that time I will cover up the remaining thing. Till then, you keep revising till what is taught and practice such type of questions. Okay, take care, all the best.